Hey everyone, welcome to All About the Joy. This is Culture and Consequence with Carmen and Andrea.
Looking good. Love the glasses.
Okay.
Can't hear any construction noise.
Okay, cool. Well, they just stopped. I don't know what I'm sure somebody moved out and like they're just redoing the floors, but it's been like 3 days. I'm like, it's a 1-bedroom. What the hell? Like, how bad were the people who lived there? You know what I mean?
They're putting up walls and making it into a micro 2-bedroom, right?
Probably. I don't know, but it's the like if it's not this noise, it's the dogs. And I know that you're a pet person, but I have to tell you, I'm so over people and their fucking pets. I'm done. Done. Bad parents, bad doggy parents. I can't stand you. I hate you. Thought I would just share that. Before we start, I want to say happy birthday to my friend Kelly. She's a strong supporter of our show, but happy birthday, Kelly. How you doing, Andrea?
I'm okay. Hanging in there.
Yeah.
As we do.
As we do.
How about you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm actually really thrown by, as always, the dumbassery of our government. I don't know if you heard, but Trump won a new award that was given to him by Speaker Mike Johnson. It's called the America First Award. And it was given to him, like they talked about it yesterday. And he's going to be the first recipient, Donald Trump is, because, I'm like, what is going on with our government that people think this is okay? I wish I was exaggerating. They've created an award and it's gold. Of course it's gold.
It goes without saying.
It's gold and it's called America First. And every year someone's going to get this. But the first recipient is Donald Trump.
It's all just, I go back to this all the time. It's just so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing.
And like they don't have the good sense to be embarrassed for themselves, which actually makes it worse for those of us who are like, you should be so embarrassed.
It's
and
just,
they're not.
And like I was reading, as I do, the Constitution.
No. Light reading last night before bed.
Light reading last night. No, but I'm looking at, the 25th Amendment, and I'm trying to figure out, when do we determine that this man is out of his mind? Like,
oh God.
And I know people look at. I wish I could sit here and say that I just have complete hate for everyone in this administration. I mean, I really do. I basically do. There's no doubt about it. But Andrea will also say that I'm probably the one that would be the most open-minded. I mean, it's hard for me to say this with the second time of Trump coming around.
I'm just waiting to see where this is going.
Wait, but you know what I'm going to say. Like when George W. Bush was president, or, you know what I mean? Like I can deal with Republicans. I don't wish our president ill will, but I do now. And I hate that I've turned into this person.
Yeah. I mean, I think I was talking about this a few weeks ago. Like, I feel this sense of like being debased by all that is happening, where I'm coming down to the level that I like actively wish ill on people, which is not the way I've ever lived my life.
Yeah. Come on now. Be honest. No, I'm kidding. No, but it's true. It's true. And it's like you watch kind of what continues to happen. And I got up last night. I was in bed early because I wasn't feeling good. I'm wearing glasses because I'm having an eye issue, right? So like there's a lot going on. And it's so funny, like the eye twitch thing when I like Googled it, Dr. Google. And I was like, what could this be? They're like, it's stress. I'm like, seriously? Like, is that? Of course it is.
It wasn't like eye cancer. You're fine.
I hope not. But I got up and I was like, I'm stressed by so many things. But then seriously, I did. I got the Constitution and I was just like, okay, let me
just to relax yourself.
Not to relax, but I'm trying to understand where
I'm so stressed. Let me pull out the Constitution and read the 25th Amendment. Oh my God. This is what it's come to.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to understand where we're going wrong as a country. Like, I don't get it. How are Republicans or anybody still supporting this buffoon of a president? I'm sorry. I know that offends a lot of people, but we are over the edge.
Oh, girl, we are down in the gut. We were over the edge a long time ago.
I know, but you know what lost it for me? It was yesterday seeing Speaker Johnson actually talking about giving him an award. And it's like to make him feel good. They've created this bullshittery. And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, you're right. We've been down this road for a long time. Like yesterday I was just like, what is happening?
I feel like it's cycles, right? Like you can, something like this happens and you're like, I can't take anymore, right? And then you kind of come down and you're, like normalized or whatever for a little while. And then something else just absolutely insane happens and you kind of never know what the trigger is going to be. But this is what they do.
It's constant. Did I send you the link to Tulsi Gabbard? I probably didn't because I think I saw it this morning.
Know. I did. I'm going to be honest. I didn't look at the stuff that you sent.
Oh, great. Well, let me just show them to you now.
The White House stated on March 1st of this year that this war was launched and was, quote, a military campaign to eliminate the imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, end quote. That's a statement from the White House. Quote, the imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime. Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was an imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime?
The intelligence community assessed that Iran maintained the intention to rebuild and to continue to grow their nuclear enrichment capability.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False. This is the worldwide threats hearing where you present to Congress national intelligence, timely, objective, and independent of political considerations. You've stated today that the intelligence community's assessment is that Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated and that, quote, there had been no efforts since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability. Was it the intelligence community's assessment that nevertheless, despite this obliteration, there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime? Yes or no?
It is not the intelligence community's responsibility to determine what is and is not an imminent threat.
Okay.
That is up to the president
here's the problem.
Based on a volume
no,
of
it is precisely
that he receives.
It is precisely your responsibility to determine what constitutes a threat to the United States. This is the worldwide threats hearing where, as you noted in your opening testimony, quote, you represent the IC's assessment of threats. You are here to represent the IC's assessment of threats. That's a quote from your own opening statement.
You have one job. Your one job is to assess threats to the country.
She's like being too cute by half. The president doesn't tell the intelligence community what the imminent threat is. The intelligence community presents the information. The president should respond to it. But you're not going to get out of your fucking core responsibility. The intelligence community comes and said, hey, the system is blinking red. We have an imminent threat. You have to deal with it. That is her exact job. She cannot get out of it.
We spend billions of dollars to resource that exact job. And the president then decides, okay, what do we do about it?
I'm just the incompetence level. That is her entire job.
Like a speech, I don't even know what to say. What do you say to that? I mean, these people are brought in precisely because they are incompetent.
Okay, all right. But I've never liked Tulsi Gabbard. Never. I've had fights with people back when she was pretending to be a Democrat or whatever the hell she was doing, right? I cannot stand her. And I remember somebody threw in my face like, but she's a woman. Yeah, we are not.
Okay.
I don't care if you're a woman, you're black, you're disabled. Like, you have to have competence. Like, you have to be intelligent and smart. No one is trying to just put someone in place because of their gender or their skin color, regardless of what you guys think DEI is about. Okay.
Exactly.
But I mean, she's in charge of her ability to sit there and say, it's not my job, it's the president's job, when literally that is your whole gig. That's the whole point. You're supposed to present him with information and then he's supposed to make a decision. It's not like you go to the president and he decides because of his mind or whatever. Like that's his new thing. Like when he feels something, that's when he's going to do something. He's also, I mean, he's just, I don't know. I wouldn't trust Barack Obama to go with his gut and his mind either.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the problem is that there's, even still, to a certain extent, we are expecting people in these roles to behave and to conduct themselves at a certain level. And that is not why they're there. That's not what Trump is expecting. Trump is expecting them to perform for him.
And to do what he wants.
Yeah, and to do what he wants. So if she says, well, that's the president's, job, absolutely, he believes that. I decide everything. I do this. He doesn't know shit. They're giving him, fucking video games to be like, oh, bomb go boom, brown people dead. We're doing really well, and he's like, okay, fantastic. That's what's happening.
It's just, I feel like today I want to showcase all the incompetence. Right? I feel like that's what I'm trying to do today because so many people are still supporting this buffoon. And when I say buffoon, I mean all of them. I don't even know. What does buffoon mean? Is that like an animal?
It's like an idiot, like a dumbass. So
yeah, okay. I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm okay with that word then. I'm okay with that word. I want to make sure. Why am I saying buffoon thinking it's like an animal?
Because you're thinking baboon.
Baboon. I'm the idiot. Yeah. Okay. That's it. But I mean buffoon. Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. I want to share with you another piece of evidence that came up again. And this one has to do with the genius, Robert Kennedy. So if you don't mind, I'm going to share this one.
You flipped the pyramid, which is a big deal. Why was it flipped the other way to begin with?
Because this is what a pyramid looks like. Flat base, sides that slope up to a point. That's a pyramid. This is not. Someone called this a food tornado, and now that's all I can see, so you're welcome. But more importantly, the original food pyramid was retired in 2005. That's 21 years ago. The first generation iPhone wasn't even out yet. This would be like the administration suggesting that the iPhone 17 replace the early stage iPhone 1 and just pretending that the last 21 years of progress didn't happen. Do you see how absurd that would be and how much reality would need to be distorted for people to believe that?
I came in. A week later, I was given the Biden food pyramid to publish.
The Biden food pyramid. I cannot. There was no food pyramid under Biden. Michelle Obama launched My Plate, which said to make half your plate fruits and vegetables in 2011, and we've been using it ever since, including during the entire Biden administration. My Plate, no pyramid, a simple visual, half your plate fruits and vegetables, a quarter grains, a quarter protein, plus dairy. This has been the visual representation of the guidelines for the last 15 years. And frankly, it's far more intuitive and easier to teach nutrition than it is with the food tornado.
What we did is we threw out the Biden recommendations and dietary guidelines, and we worked for 11 months. We brought in Mark Hyman, and we brought in the best nutritionists in the country.
No, they didn't. They didn't bring in the best nutritionists in the country. They did bring in chiropractors, well-known contrarians who cherry-pick data, and a medical doctor who's made millions and millions of dollars selling supplements and tests with minimal clinical evidence as part of a highly profitable industry that operates with far less oversight and far weaker evidence than the medical and public health systems it claims to replace. Some of the best nutrition experts in the country actually worked on the original scientific report that RFK Jr. decided not to use because while the science aligned with global nutrition science, it didn't align with his ideology. Now he calls those scientists food industry lobbyists, which is just propaganda and verifiably false. Instead, he replaced them with new scientists who, in the most ridiculous of ironies, almost all had conflicts of interest with the beef, dairy, or supplement industries, because every accusation is a confession with these people.
Okay, well, I'm just going to say, first of all, that man's voice alone should disqualify him for anything having to do with
God.
What are we even doing?
He's such a mess of a human being.
This is one of the ones that sets me off. I mean, like, they all kind of set me off, but him in particular just makes me feel like I want to strangle people, particularly him. But
it's not even that he's not qualified. I mean, clearly nobody in this administration is qualified. None of them are qualified to be in the positions. Name one.
Is that you're not qualified. That's the qualification.
Right. That is Pete Hegseth. Okay, let's just stick with this dumbass. He has the last name, I guess, that gave him a bump up.
Yeah.
But, doing cocaine off of a toilet seat, whatever, all of these things he has. Okay, let's put that all aside. Okay, I don't know. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. We all have trauma. We all have past. I don't know. He's got the voice issue from some medical thing, right? Okay, whatever. Is it? Or is it just drugs?
I don't know. I'm going to believe it's just drugs, but go ahead.
Okay, let's just pretend. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't even have the basic decency to understand where the food pyramid came from. Like basic, we haven't been using it for 15 years. I think that's what bothers me. Like, I remember when I started working at Brand New School, this was years ago when I first came to LA, and, I was working for Arlene, you remember, whatever. And then I got this full-time job. It was started off as a part-time job. And I was just supposed to be doing bookkeeping, basic bookkeeping. And I had learned how to use QuickBooks. It was like the beginning, whatever. And then the owner of the company came to me and said, Carmen, I'm going to fire the business manager. Can you hold things together until I find someone else? But I have to fire him now because some big dramatic thing had happened. And I said, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, wasn't even you know what I mean? Like, that was my moment. I knew this was the opportunity, right? I worked my ass off to learn everything I needed to learn. And this was like before the Googleisms and the whatever, right? I mean, we're talking about maybe it was 2000. Oh yeah, it was 2000. Like it was 2000 or whatever. But still, we didn't have the systems we have in place today where you could just Google things, whatever. I worked my ass off to get it right. I am confused how you are given an opportunity with all your bullshittery in the background to have this title and you sit and do absolutely nothing of research, even the smallest, but yet you talk on this bullshit.
Because that's what they're there for. They're there for the grift. That's what they are there for. He's not there to elevate health in the United States or to to make sure that everyone's healthy. He is there for the grift, to make sure that as she pointed out, like a lot of these people who are part of the meat and dairy industry and the supplement industry are enriched.
It makes me sad. Like there's no shame. There's no shame in being this incompetent and this stupid. And the same thing with Tulsi Gabbard. Like, how could you be in charge of this department and at the same breath saying that you're not in charge of telling the president what is about to happen or what could possibly happen? And then to get in front of Congress and be like, yeah, it's not my job. I don't even know how to express my alarm. You know, it's weird to me because no matter what, it's your responsibility. Even if you're there for the grift. Okay, you know what it is? If you're there for the grift, then do it right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is how incompetent they are.
Like, come across like you know what you're doing.
I know. I think the no shame is like, yeah, I mean, that's a big part of it. I was reading something a few weeks ago about how, like, remember in sort of 80s and 90s, how like the biggest insult you could give someone was like, you're a sellout. Like, you are such a sellout, right?
Yeah.
And now like everyone's a sellout. There is no shame in being a sellout. And so this is kind of like a natural progression of that, where it's like, literally nothing matters. I don't care. I am going to sit here and lie and look like an idiot. And I literally don't care that everybody who's watching this knows it.
I think that makes more sense to me. They just don't care. And for me, when, again, my job, it was about my integrity. Like, I wasn't going to fail at the opportunity. I was going to do my job so well that they're going to keep me. And that's what happened. You know what I mean? Like, that's what happened. Well, they didn't hire someone else.
An inherent piece of you that's like, beyond it just being your opportunity, like, I actually want to be good. I want to do this well.
Yeah. And I've never liked Tulsi Gabbard, in case you didn't get that the first time I said it. But a part of me at least believed she had some sense of self, you know? So when I watched that, I was like, oh my God, you really are down the rabbit hole of bullshittery. Like,
I think that's, even with what you were sort of talking about before with Mike Johnson, it's like to watch people in real time just turn themselves into these shells of human beings, these like husks that are just so subservient. And
he's a Christian, like a big time. I know.
No, he's fucking not. I'm
sorry. And this is coming from someone, right? You are more of a Christian than he will ever be.
Right? Oh my fucking God.
You're right. He's not a Christian. You're right. He's not.
Right? I mean, I guess, okay. I know there's like, that's not real Christianity. Or like, okay, that is a sect, if we want to call it that. Like there are people who are like that, but like, in terms of someone who is actually following the teachings of Christ, which I know, not at all, not even a little bit.
Yeah, not even a little bit. You're right. You're right. I think that's also the part that makes me sad for people. There are so many people who claim to be Christian and followers of Jesus. And I'm like, how do you not see it? Like, how do you not see the hypocrisy? Like, you're not actually at all. Yeah. Yeah. And then anyway, I don't want to get into the whole Christian thing, but it's just this is the time where, again, that's why I got up last night. I was like reading. I was trying to understand, where have we gone wrong? I don't get it. It's really sad. All right, let's change subjects for a minute, unless you want to talk about something else. Because we could talk about Iran. We can talk about all of it, but can we also talk a little bit about, and I know, listen, I always want to do my best to be supportive of women, except clearly Tulsi Gabbard and people under this administration. Well, no, again, it's not about you just being a woman. You got to be a good woman, a decent woman, a fabulous woman. Yep. And I don't want to talk badly about Demi Moore, but I'm gonna. Here's my thing. Is it me? Or are we back into the skinny thing again? Are we back into this bullshittery?
This is funny because I got your email and the first thing you said was like, is Skinny back in? And I was like, was Skinny out in Hollywood? Like, was Skinny ever out?
I'm not talking about Hollywood, but I mean, okay, it's not that I thought it was out, but okay, this is what I'm going to say. This is what I think I'm upset about.
Say what you're going to say, girl.
I'm not going to blame Serena Williams. But here's the thing. As a Black Latina woman, I admired Serena Williams. And I know nothing about tennis. I don't watch tennis. But I loved her body and her build and her fabulousness. And I thought, like, yes, finally, we have real women with real bodies. Michelle Obama is another one. I love Michelle Obama, and she's now anorexic as fuck. I mean, I'm not, again, like, I'm just trying, like, but I remember she just had this beautiful body with her. And I know she's getting older, whatever, but, and I'm not saying nothing against the Ozempic people, but I feel like the pendulum has gone, like, maybe if the pendulum was here before and skinny, we'd gotten like to here. Yeah, I'm not saying we got all the way to here when we're accepting bodies, but we had the Lizzo thing. We had people coming out who were just exceptional people with actual different bodies. And as a Black Latina woman, I have to tell you, my whole life I have been tired, because I was a dancer, tired of always being compared to the white girls. Yeah. You know what I mean? Who had boy bodies, the ballet dancers, whatever. And I dealt with that. So I was feeling a little reprieve. So that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, look, I think it's fair. And I think, a lot of these people are not looking well. I mean, that's really, I do think there is a pendulum. If you remember, like in the 90s, it was heroin chic. Do you remember that?
Oh my God.
Like, high fashion was, you have to look like an addict, basically, right? And then there was earlier in the 70s or 60s or whatever, there was like Twiggy, like the boy bodies, right?
Right.
That. So I do think that there is kind of a pendulum that sort of goes back and forth a little bit. But I think what we're seeing now, and I'll speak specifically about Demi Moore, like she looks ill. Like she actually looks ill.
I mean, I think she's like, I don't know how old she is, but the idea that you need to look 20 is just killing me.
Well, yeah, there's a like, so you've seen some of these ladies in person. I've seen a few of them, right? And every time you see one of these actresses in person, for me anyway, it's like, whoa, she is really tiny.
Yeah.
Like the camera adds 20 pounds or whatever it is. Like that's actually true because you see them and you're like,
right,
she's a waif.
Yeah.
Right. And to see them I'll just speak about Demi specifically, seeing her at the Academy Awards, like she looked sick on camera.
Right.
I can't even imagine what she must look like in person.
Right.
Right. And then whatever, I'm sure they're getting so skinny that they've got to put stuff in their face. And then the thing that actually really, like my whole thing is like the teeth. What is happening with everybody in that? Why can't we have actual human teeth?
Okay, what are we talking about with teeth? Are we talking about like my teeth are so white?
The veneers that everyone.
Oh, the veneers, yeah.
Right? Like it's like these gigantic chiclets that everyone has in their mouth. They can't even close their lips.
I can't get that out of my head now.
Oh my God. I'm not even kidding. I just look at it and I'm like, you look terrifying. Like
right.
this, you actually look like a clown. It's creepy.
Yeah. I think
like nothing was wrong with her teeth before. I
didn't even notice her teeth. I didn't even, and again, this isn't even about Demi Moore. God love her, great actress, blah, 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 and this isn't about Demi Moore. This is just about all of it. Like, I thought we were making headway with being more accepting of different types of bodies and people. And now everybody is on this, got to be as skinny as possible, got to be as wafy as possible. And here's the thing. I love watching the fashion stuff. Like there are a couple of people I follow that are just magnificent and not just talking about the fashion, but the history of it. There's so many people. There's two of them. So I love watching that. But what I also hate is that they're promoting all of that at the same time because, the way the dress falls on her. And I'm like, yeah, no, I would have loved to have seen that in somebody who actually has like a body of some sort. Cause basically it's a coat. It's like a hanger. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
I get, yes, we're picking on Demi specifically, but I think that's like, that is the part that is kind of terrible. Like that. That's what people are promoting right now is something that I'm absolutely sure if you saw them in person, you'd be like, oh, okay, like there's something wrong right now with her like health.
Yeah, I think for me, the problem, the reason why I'm picking on Demi is because there's also it's the youth part of it too. So it wasn't just let's get a facelift or whatever. It's the drama of it and then being as thin as possible. And we're back to that weirdness. And you know what's so interesting to me? I think that women who try too hard, I don't care what it is. When you try too hard, you look ugly. I don't care how, like, seriously, okay, I'll give you an example. When women are half dressed and showing their titties and whatever, and sorry to say titties, but we hear, okay, their breasts are, like they're wearing the shirts that are just with the little tape at the nipple and whatever. And I know Jennifer Lopez started that thing when she came out with David Duchovny and presented an award. She had that dress on, the famous whatever. And that started that whole drama of women. And every time I see somebody wearing something like that, and this might be me being old fogey, but I'm like, it's not working for me. It's not, that doesn't signal sexy or beautiful. It's always the women who are not trying to be sexy that I think are the most elegant and beautiful. But that might just be me. People like to be half naked all the time, anorexic, and look like they're 15.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I tend to agree with you. I'm all like, I'm always turned off by people who are trying too hard.
It's true when you're trying to. And here's the thing, and I'm going to say this, and this is going to, it doesn't matter. People going to hate what we talk about anyways. If men didn't rule the world, we wouldn't even be having this conversation, because it's not women who want other women to look like they're 15 and anorexic. And it's not. It's not.
I'm going to like ever so slightly disagree with. I think you're right about like if men didn't sort of rule everything. But I think one of the reasons why women do this is because they're sort of competing for the attention. But they're competing
of men.
Well, I know, but they're competing with these other women. So like they look at it as like, it's women who are deciding, who are determining where, like how far we're going to go.
Because of men. Okay. Here,
I know. No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing. Okay. I'm just adding that it's like this internal competition that people have with other women.
And women shouldn't be competing with other women. You should be uplifting other women, because that is actually the better way to do it. But here's the thing. There was this guy on the street. I forget what his name is. He does this guy on the street thing. And he asked women, could you live on an island with only other women? And every woman he asked, and maybe he picked and chose, but what would you say? Could you live on an island with only women?
Fuck yes.
Yes, every woman said that. They asked men the same question. They were like, if you could live on an island with only men, could you live with men? And the men were like confused, like, but why? Why? Like they were so thrown by the question.
You pick up my socks.
They were like, what? No, but why? Why would we have to do? It was such a weird, complicated thing. But it goes back to that, do women choose the man or do they choose the bear? And women will always choose the bear. Do you know that analogy?
No.
Oh, really? Okay, let me explain it to you. So the question is, if you're in the woods, let's say if you're in the woods and you're alone and by yourself and you're afraid, would you rather be chased by a bear or would you rather be chased by a man?
Oh, I've never heard that. Yes, a bear, 100%.
Women will always choose the bear. And part of it is because they think the bear is just being itself.
Right.
Like they actually have a chance.
It's nature.
It's nature. And they think they might have a chance. And it's such a sad commentary. And this is not about hating. I love men, love them. But you guys have to stop being in charge of shit. I think it's pretty clear. That's where we're at.
Well, and there was something that happened a couple of weeks ago, and I can't remember what it was. We ended up not talking about it, and now it's left me. But my takeaway from whatever it was like, guys, you gotta deal with your men. You gotta deal
right.
I know it's not all men and whatever, but those of you who are not all men need to deal with the men who are the problem, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them. And by dealing with it, you've got to talk to them. You've got to call them out. You've got to walk away from a conversation that gets ugly, all of those kinds of things. But yeah,
I think that's the mistake that Scott Galloway was talking about. And I think that's what you're talking about. Scott Galloway wrote a book and he's talking about what?
I said it was not Scott Galloway that I was thinking of. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, no, but we were talking about in the same thing. His whole thing was talking about how, men are having a hard time and kind of saying, they really need to have a woman and whatever. And in a way, he's implying that somehow it's our fault.
And ours to fix.
And it's like, dude, write your book for men and talk about what men are doing that is wrong and leave women out of it. Because he was kind of saying this whole thing, women, now have jobs. They don't need men. Yeah. You know what? We never needed men. You just didn't let us have jobs. You know what I mean?
Women are allowed to have bank accounts now, and it's really fucked men up.
Right. There's some confusion that somehow because men let us do something that now we're capable of doing it instead of understanding you were wrong all along. Women and men have strengths and weaknesses and they can coexist together, but it's not about you being in charge of your woman. That's not how this works.
Mm-hmm. Come get your boys.
Yeah. Okay. So we've dissed women. We've dissed men. Like we've dissed the administration.
Who else do we have?
Who else can we diss? You know what? I actually think if we ruled the world, me and you, it'd be better.
It would. I guarantee it.
You know why? Because we would do our fucking homework and know what we would have to do to run the world.
We would work really hard at doing a good job.
I know,
because that's what you're supposed to do.
I know.
Fucking hell.
What do you think is next? I mean, we don't have to talk about the. So look at, as we're recording this, basically the Iran war is both, we have defeated them and they have nothing left. And we're also sending soldiers. We're sending 2,500 or 5,000 soldiers or military people to the, I don't understand. We've won the war.
And reducing the standards in order to enlist in the military as well.
Yeah. So now you can be 42 and have a drug offense and you can enlist. And they're doing that because enlistments are down as they should be. Who would want to fight for this country with this mess?
Please send me to Iran. Has anyone heard of the Iran-Iraq war that went on for like, I don't even know, more than a decade and came to a stalemate? Like, what are we doing?
I know. Yeah, so they lowered the standards. I did read that. And I was like, so the only good news, I guess, is that Donald Trump's son, the dumb one, pick or choose whichever you want, who's 42 will have to be drafted as well, and so won't Barron. So I guess that's good. But you know they won't. Do you know why? Privilege.
Yeah.
Privilege.
Yes. And none of the people who are doing this, as always, this is always the way that it is, none of these people's children will be on the ground in Iraq.
No, it's always poor people. It's always poor people that are in the military, and it's always. And look at, I've never been against the military. I just don't want anyone in the military now. I just don't, because I don't want you fighting a war that is not just.
Right.
You know, there's no justification for what happened. Clearly, it was just Trump's feelings, I guess, because the director
wanted to blow stuff up.
Right.
But I'm not even kidding.
He's only getting 2 minute. He's only getting 2 minute briefings every day, which are just like a little collage of visuals where they're just bombing stuff, and that's all he's getting as intelligence briefings.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, it's going great. Why is it the media saying how great it's going? Look at all this stuff we're blowing up.
You know what? I think I think Trump has been deranged since day one. I do. I always blame all the enablers. I really don't get how you can be a good and decent human being and be okay with giving him bad information or keep allowing him to do what he's doing.
Well, the answer is that you can't. Those two things are incompatible.
So you're saying they're not good people?
Yes, that's 100% what I'm saying.
All right. Well,
I'm saying if you're okay with this, if you are a supporter, 100% like, yes, go Trump. Yay. Get those Iranians. You're also not a good person. That's what I'm saying.
I want people to be good people, but I guess they're not. What about old people in office? Can we talk about that for a second?
Girl. Yes. Can we? Stop it. Go play with your grandkids. Go play golf or canasta, whatever the hell it's called.
Canasta?
I don't know what it's the like domino game. I don't know.
It's a domino game?
I don't know. I just was thinking of it. And like,
we're going to find out soon because we're old people. I'm okay with cutting people off at like 65. I'm done. I don't care.
I think that's a good age to make it stop.
I know. And people are going to get mad at me. I'm done. I'm done with people being in their 80s and running again. And, you know, I don't get it. Stop it. Enough. You cannot possibly be someone who is caring enough about the youth of this country and understanding everything that's going on, not because you're incompetent, not because you're mentally not there, not because of it, but it's a different generation. It's a different generation. It's a different time. And yes, Go do something else. Go write a book, go gardening, go do whatever it is we do when we get older. I'm looking forward to it. I swear to God, I don't think I'll be able to afford to do it, but you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to put other people in harm's way because I'm 85 and have a fucking ego that I need to stay in office and make money. It's crazy to me.
And if you actually care about young people and the future of this country, get out of the fucking way and let them lead.
Yes.
Get out. You are holding on. You're like actually holding on to something that really, truly should belong to somebody else.
Yeah, I really believe that. And I know ageism. I know you can call it whatever the fuck you want. I'm embracing this because you know what? I'm sick and tired of old people being in office who can barely stand or walk down the hallway, have other people propping them up. That's not the way. Also, what happened to the elegance of being? See, this is what's wrong with the United States. There's a lot of things. Clearly, we have issues. But this country has never been good about older folk. Can you imagine if you felt good about getting older in this country? Because that's what happens in other countries. You become an elder. You become revered. You become looked at for wisdom. And then you would be like, you know what? My time has come. It is time for me to give the baton or whatever it is that happens in The Lion King. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like the circle of life, whatever. But we treat old people like shit. And so they hold on. Again, it goes back to, and then they have to get a facelift and be skinny as possible. and try to keep fitting in when they're older. It's weird.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and it not only can they not understand truly some of the issues, like I have a hard time believing any people in their 80s truly understand AI or any, you know what I mean? Like all of that kind of stuff, right? Not only can they not understand it, but
they're not using it.
They're not using it well. And just like there's something morally wrong, I believe, with making decisions about things that you will not be alive to deal with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going to make this decision. And then you young kids who I didn't give a chance to make this decision, I didn't give you a chance, you deal with the consequences of my actions. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I you know what? I totally agree with that. But I also do think it is part of this thing that we in the United States, it is specifically to the United States. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other countries, but name one. In the United States, we don't revere elders. We put them in nursing homes or in whatever, and then we don't visit them. We don't it's like you're old, you're done. And that's part of the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
They're
we
trying
can
to stay
change
relevant. They're trying to, hold on to whatever power they have. Because then, if they leave, what goes away.
I would retire today if I had the money. I'd be like, I'm out.
I don't get it.
I'd be done. I'd be like, you know what? You know what? I'm 48. It's time for me to pass the baton. You and I would have both been like, we're 37. We're done. Yeah. Walked away. Lord Jesus.
I mean, it kind of like you and I have talked about this before on the show. Like, you need to understand what is enough for you. What is enough for you? And if you're insatiable, whether that's money or power or whatever, you're never going to be happy.
You know what? Someone said something yesterday. I forget on what I was watching, and I kind of caught it, and then I rewound it. And they said Donald Trump has always had this adamant thing about not being an alcoholic, so he doesn't drink. Donald Trump does not drink at all because his brother had this huge problem, but he still has the same addictive issue, and his issue is power. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was a fascinating concept, like not even realizing how bad your own addiction is and how you're hurting other people in the process. And I think that's what happens with people in Congress is they love the power that comes, the prestige that comes with being a senator or a congressperson or whatever it is, and they can't let it go because they're addicted to that power. And that's shameful. Shameful.
It is.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, I think we have been mean to everyone. Yep. We are equal opportunity.
Started with dog owners and we ended with old folks.
That's right. So, oh my God. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Remember, at the end of the day, it really is all about the joy. Bye, everyone. Oh my God, we did do that. It's your fault.
My fault.
Thanks for stopping by All About the Joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.